Hello, everybody. So obviously I haven't been producing anything for quite a while now. I suppose some explanation for that is in order. I don't know, just busy. I got a new job, and life catches up to you. You can't always spend hours a day being a online right-wing extremist. But I'm gonna start producing, at least small videos here and there when I can, and when I feel like I have something, pertinent to say, because sometimes the actual quality of content goes down if you're just trying to do something with frequency. But this is something I've been thinking about for a while, and no, the title is not exactly clickbait. I mean, it's a little bit clickbait, but it is something worth talking about. And this is from like a real life experience I've had talking to somebody that was still in this whole red pill mindset. Like, I don't know if you guys were on Reddit in like the early 2013 through 2017 era of like the red pill before it was shadow banned and then banned. I think that's how a lot of people probably got introduced to like right wing, like counter cultural politics stuff. I think that was probably my introduction to the world isn't everything that it seems. But I think this is like a very problematic ideology. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, it's sort of like this whole almost pickup artist, like you need to be alpha, like see the entire world as like alphas and betas, and like women are all exactly the same and they're incapable of saving, and your best bet as a man is to just fuck everything that walks and boost your value, get money, be handsome, lift weights, and dress well, all this stuff, which I think obviously if you're watching this you probably don't so much ascribe to that. I mean, because it is on the surface that's kind of extremely materialistic, right? I mean, caring about things like money and appearance, but there is some of that is obviously very true, right? I mean, you should definitely be lifting weights, and you should be focusing on self-improvement, be the best version of yourself possible. But I think the main thing is when young men see the current women situation and how bad it is, it's very easy to fall into this almost nihilistic relationship kind of belief, where it's impossible to have any kind of long-term relationship, and that love as a concept is non-existent in the modern world. And I think that this is such a screwed up, like, self-defeatist attitude. I mean, yes, if you go into every single interaction you have believing that a woman is incapable of loving and she's just this creature that's using you for something, then you are obviously going to only meet people like that, and it's going to just reinforce your worldview. Where I think that you need to be, if you are a spiritual person and you are, believing in God, I think you kind of have to have a more positive outlook on life. You have to believe in these, metaphysical realities like love as a concept, and believe that love is possible. And so I think when you are, interacting with women in the real world, the other important thing that people are very, no one wants to talk about this, is male chastity. That's the title of the video. And people don't understand that part of the reason that women are so fucked up is because, this is obviously going to rustle some feathers, but women and men are different in their levels of impulse control. I think a woman isn't always going to make the most rational decisions, right? So you need to have a strong man in her life to make those decisions for her, right? And when she's young, it's going to be her father. And back in the olden days, the father took care of the woman until she was given away to a husband, right? And now that you don't have that, you see the whole sexual market dynamic is entirely skewed towards, women just fucking everything that walks. And then, you have this whole 80-20 rule, right? 20% of the men are having sex with 80% of the females, which is another, red pill thing that is true, right? This is a fact that has been, studied and is seen as a pretty much true fact based on dating sites and things like that. So yeah, this is obviously a problem, but then how do you combat this? Well, you almost have to look at it from like a game theory perspective. If you're going to say, oh, I'm going to ride the tiger and I'm just going to become a top 20% male and I'm just going to sleep with all these women, well, congratulations. Like, what have you actually accomplished there? I mean, if you, once again, if you are a spiritual kind of person, just pure sex should not be something that you are looking for, right? You should be looking for a relationship. You should be trying to build a family, and that's what it really comes down to for us as right-wingers. We need to be building families. We need to be finding life partners, and you're not going to do that if your goal is to have sex with as many women as possible. And so I think male chastity needs to be embraced if we ever want to see the quality of women improve. I mean, I like to watch older movies and just see how, like, prostitutes are treated. Like, I was watching this old John Wayne movie. It was called Stagecoach, and there's a prostitute character that nobody in the movie wants to even sit at the same side of the table as her. Like, she's just that disgusting. And imagine if, every woman that had more than a handful of sex partners, men just refused to have sex with her. Do you think maybe, like, she would think twice before having that many sex partners? So, I mean, men are the ones in control here, and this is one of those red pill facts that I think is very wrong. They say, oh, men are the gatekeepers of sex, and women are women are the gatekeepers of sex, and men are the gatekeepers of relationships. Well, I think a man can be the gatekeeper of both. I think it's honestly a lot harder for a man to say, no, I'm not going to sleep with you, than it is for a woman to say that. I mean, for various reasons, but that's a very tough thing for most men to do. And if you can do that, I think you're going to see the quality of women in your life drastically improve. I mean, just think about this. If you're going to actually make a commitment to not sleep with someone until you're married or engaged, or at least, have some type of feeling for them, one, you're going to filter out all of the women that are not good, all of the women that are simply looking for sex, right? Because if you're not going to give it to them, they're going to move on. And then secondly, if they can't handle that, right, it's going to be revealed, right? You would almost want a woman to cheat on you if you're going to consider having them as a partner, just to know that she's not the one, right? If you're going to say, hey, I'm going to not have sex with you until you're married, and she can't handle that and she ends up cheating on you, good. You just dodged a major bullet. If the only thing stopping her from cheating on you is the fact that you're having sex with her, I mean, any amount of things could happen. I mean, you get hit by a car and you're paralyzed, and what is your wife going to leave you after that because you can't no longer satisfy her? I mean, these are the kinds of women that you need to be filtering out. And I think if men, and especially right-wing men, made more of a commitment to male chastity, I think we would see massive improvements across the board as far as dating and relationships, and the ability for us and others to have families. And I think as long as people are in this like red pill mindset, nothing is going to change. And they don't really see that they're just kind of like perpetuating a cycle here. The only way to break this cycle is through like conscious effort and a dedicated effort. If you're not going to be serious about something like this, you're not going to succeed. But I don't know, that's just some food for thought, and I think that young guys would definitely want to, at least think about this kind of perspective as you're going through life and trying to make relationships, try to find a good woman, and I think this is a very valid strategy towards that end.